Good morning, children. How are you all? Hope you all are keeping well. Children, in the last video, we had discussed about the density and its SI unit. I have explained you the method how to find out the density of a regular solid. I have given you the formulas through which we can find out the density of regular solids. Today in this video we will discuss the method by which we can find out the density of an irregular solid. First of all, children, let's recapitulate what is density. What is density? Density is the ratio of mass by its volume of a given object. Okay, so what is the density? Density is defined as the ratio of the mass of a body to its volume. Density equals to mass by volume. Now what is the SI unit of density? The SI unit of density is kilogram per meter cube. Now what are irregular solids? What are irregular solids, children? Irregular solids are those solids whose dimensions are not measurable. We are not able to measure the dimensions of the solids. Those solids are called irregular solids, like a stone piece. Okay, it is an irregular solid. So how to find out the density of an irregular solid? Because to find out the density we need the mass. Mass though we can find out easily by the beam balance or the physical balance. But what about the volume? Volume has formulas. To find out the volume we have formulas. Okay, but how can we find out the length, breadth or height of a stone piece which is not like the dimensions are not measurable in a stone piece? No. So how we can find out the volume if it is an irregular solid? There is a method which is called displacement method to find out the volume of an irregular solid. Now what is displacement method? See, children, displacement method is that method in which we will take a, we have taken a table and then we have taken a Eureka can. This is a Eureka can. Okay, what is Eureka can, children? Eureka can is a measuring cylinder which has a spout in it. What it has? It has a spout. Spout means an opening through which water can come out, or the liquid which is filled inside that can has come out. This is the stone piece. Okay, this is the stone piece of which we have to find out the volume. Okay, what we will do to find out the volume of this stone piece? Let's fill that Eureka can with a known amount with water. Okay, we have filled that water till the opening of that spout. Okay, so that no water will come out from that Eureka can. Now what we have done, second step is to tie that stone piece by using a thread and immerse that stone piece inside the Eureka can. When we immerse the stone piece inside the Eureka can, what will happen? Now the level of water will get raised. Okay, as soon as the stone piece will get immersed inside the water, the level of the water will get raised. As the level of the water will get raised, what will happen? The water starts pouring, coming out from the spout. Yeah, as soon as this stone piece gets inside the Eureka can, the water will get raised up till this, and it will not go up above than this opening, but what will happen? The water will start coming out from this spout and start filling this measuring beaker. Okay, measuring cylinder. This measuring cylinder is graduated one. Graduated means what? It has labeled. Okay, it is labeled 10 milliliter, 20 milliliter, 30 milliliter, likewise. So what will happen? The extra water will come out. Extra water means what? The stone piece has displaced some amount of water which has come out from the Eureka can through the spout and get filled inside the measuring cylinder. By observing the amount of water collected in this measuring cylinder, we are able to find out the volume of this stone piece. Okay, the amount of water collected in this measuring cylinder is the volume of this stone piece. Let's say after immersing this stone piece inside the Eureka can, the water filled in this beaker is 10 milliliter. So what is the volume of this stone piece? 10 centimeter cube, because 1 milliliter equals to 1 centimeter cube. So 10 milliliter equals to 10 centimeter cube is the volume of this stone piece. So by this method we can find out the volume of an irregular solid, and by substituting the values of mass and the volume we can easily find out the density of an irregular solid. Okay, now the next topic is, this topic is explained on page number 19 of your book, children. Okay, now the next topic is what? See, Measuring cylinders. What are measuring cylinders, children? We have many types of cylinders to measure the volume of a given liquid. First is measuring cylinder, which is seen like this. Okay, measuring cylinder. It is graduated one, labeled one. Okay, so we use these types of measuring cylinder in the laboratories to find out the volume of water or say any given chemical or a liquid. Okay. Now measuring can. What is measuring can? This can is also labeled. It has also a fixed quantity like 500 ml, 100 ml, 50 ml likewise. And this measuring can is used by whom? This measuring can is used to measure kerosene oil or lubricants. Okay, you must have seen with the person who is selling the kerosene oil or the lubricant oil. They are using these types of can, which are known as measuring can. Now third one are measuring beakers. Okay, measuring beakers are also having a fixed quantity. Okay, fixed quantity labeled on it, whether it is a 500 ml or 1 liter or 550 ml likewise. And these measuring beakers you will find with the persons who are selling milk or the edible oils. Okay, they are using these types of measuring beakers. So we are having these types of measuring cylinders through which we are able to measure the volume of a given liquid. The next topic is determination of density of a liquid. How to find out or to determine the density of a given liquid. How to find out the density of a liquid, children? Look, liquids do not have a shape of their own. Okay, so thus the volume of a liquid cannot be obtained from its length. Mercury is the only metal which is in liquid state at room temperature and has a very high density of what? 13.6 gram per centimeter cube. The density of mercury is 13.6 gram per centimeter cube. The density, to determine the density of a liquid, we should take the help of the density bottle. This is the density bottle as I have drawn on the board. Okay, this is given in the book here. Is it given in the book? Okay, so this is the density bottle. What happened? The density bottle is a small, thin-walled glass bottle. It is a very small and thin-walled glass bottle with a stopper having a fine hole. Okay, this is having a stopper. It has a very small hole here. Okay, the mass. Now to find out the density, what is the formula of density? Mass by volume. What we will do first of all we'll find out the mass m1 of the empty bottle. See, mass m1, we will find out mass of empty bottle using a physical balance or a beam balance. Okay, now the liquid whose density is to be measured is filled into the bottle. What we'll do, we have to find out the density. For example, we have to find there's a liquid A whose density is to be measured. We'll, after weighing that empty bottle, we'll fill that density bottle with the given liquid whose density is to be measured. And we will find, by when we fill this liquid inside the bottle, we'll find out the volume. Let the volume say is V. Okay, let the volume of the liquid is V, and V is determined now. Now again what you have to do, clean the bottle thoroughly and find the mass of the bottle when it is filled with that liquid, given liquid. So let the mass be M2. Okay, so mass of the filled bottle with liquid whose density is to be measured. Let that be M2. Okay, mass M1. What is mass M1? Mass of the empty bottle using a physical balance, empty bottle. Now M2 will be the mass of the bottle filled with that liquid whose density is to be measured. Okay, children. Next is what we have to do to find out the mass of the given liquid. What we have to do, M2 minus M1 by V. M2 minus M1 by V. This is the formula to find out the density of the given liquid. Okay, children. Now same way we can find out the density of a gas also. First of all, to calculate the density of a gas, we have to take a flask whose volume is known, say V centimeter cube. Now find its mass. Let that empty flask mass is M1. After that what we'll do, since that flask has some air in it, we will remove the air by using a vacuum pump. Now fill in the gas. Now in that flask we will fill the gas whose density is to be measured. Find its mass M2. Again, to find out the density of that gas, use the formula M2 minus M1 by V. By using this formula, we are able to find out the density of gases as well. Okay, children. In your book on page number 21, there is a table given in which the material and their densities are given. Just observe that table and find out the densities of different substances like ice. What is the density of ice? The density of ice is 0.920. Whereas what is the density of water? It is 1 gram per centimeter cube. That means the density of water is more than the density of ice. Okay. Now children, one more important concept is principle of sinking and floating. What kind of objects sink inside the water and what kind of objects float on the surface of water? See children, the objects which are having more density than the water will sink in the water, whereas the objects which will have less density than water, they will float on the surface of water. For example, let's say ice. Ice is having less density then water, that's why ice always floats on the surface of water. But say iron and aluminium, if you see the table, you will observe that the aluminium and iron are having density more than the density of water. That's why they sink inside the water. Okay, so the objects which are having more density than the water, they will sink, and the objects which are less denser than water, they will float on the surface of water. Okay children. Now children, your homework is to read the chapter till page number 20, 21 and try to understand the concept of sinking and floating. Okay, this all related to the density of the given object and the liquid in which it is sinking or floating. Okay, just read that topic and you have to make a list of 5 objects which sink in the water and 5 objects which float in the water in your fair copy. Okay children, you all will do this activity and read the table given on page number 21. Observe and find out just learn the density of few objects. Okay, few materials like ice, aluminium, iron, gold. Okay, you just learn at least 5 materials density you learn. Okay children, read the chapter and do this work which I have given you today in your fair copy children. Thank you.